good morning and welcome to my office for the day. Today is the day. We need to talk about crowdfunding campaigns. I'm always shocked when I see how unprepared some startups are when they are about to start a crowdfunding campaigns. And that's a shame. I mean, you need to be prepared in order to have all the chances on your side to have a successful crowdfunding campaigns. Seems obvious, but it's not. I did a few. I had huge failures, but I had my successes as well. There is not a secret sauce, I'm telling you guys, but if you follow a strict methodology, there are high chances that you will win. So rule number one, you need to create a community of engaged users. It's obvious, it's common sense, right? So why don't you do that? It's maybe because it's difficult. Yes, it is. If you can't gather a community, maybe your product is wrong. Maybe the value proposition of your product is wrong. Or maybe it's your messaging, especially if you are an alien like me, like coming from abroad, you know. English is not your native language, so it's hard to find a good catchphrase and all the descriptions that you need. So, first step is to define your value proposition. There is a really good book I've read. It's called Value Proposition Design. I will put the link down below. I really recommend that. I used that for my last crowdfunding campaign and we did $1.4 million, so really useful. So let's go back to the basics. Why is it important to have a community? Well, if you have a community, first, you are on the right track because they believe in you, right? They believe in your product, they are excited. But then the day of your crowdfunding campaign starts. You will ask them to be by your side, meaning that you need them to pre-order your product in the first hours. Again, it's common sense, but it will trigger a snowball effect. If your campaign starts well, then it will be much easier for you to reach out to journalists and they will answer to you, they will write on you, you will have free PR. But it's also the perfect timing because most of the time the crowdfunding platform itself will reach out to you and say, hey, you have a good start. Why don't we put you on our homepage? Why don't we put you on our newsletter? Why don't we give you this Project We Love special badge? Yeah, again, it's free PR for you. And it's really efficient. Snowball effect, I'm telling you. So please do it. You need to create a community. I recommend to do that at least 2 months before the campaign starts. In between 2 and 4 months, that's the sweet spot. If it's under 2 months, then no chance. It's so tight that you won't gather enough people, right? But if it's above 4 months, then it will be very hard to keep this community engaged. Because basically they are here because they are excited, they are following your journey, they are excited by the project and the product. But if it's too long to come, they might get bored. So 2 to 4 months, that's the sweet spot. Okay, so now let's talk about the objective. How big should be your community? I think 10,000 is a good goal. Why? If you have 5% transformation rate, it means that you will get 500 people who will pre-order your product. So 10,000 is a good number. If you have higher than that, perfect. But below, be careful. Or then you need really to have super excited people and maybe you might have a 30% transformation rate. Okay, but the rule is 5% transformation rates and 10,000 people in your community. How do you get these 10,000 people? Well, obviously you have Facebook page, you have Instagram account, you have Pinterest, you have whatever you can and that's good. It's free, let it come in, that's for sure. But you need to have a budget. I think $10,000 is a good point to start. If you have a $1 acquisition cost, $10,000 equal 10,000 people. I recommend to use Facebook ads these days. I've tried Google Adwords and I think it's great if your product is already on the market. But it's not so great if you are pre-launch Why? Because if people are searching on Google, it means that they are on the market, they are ready to buy right away. So if you have to explain to them that they need to pre-order maybe in 1 or 2 months, and then they will receive the product in 5 or 6 or even 12 months, it's really complicated. A lot of friction, a lot of barriers. Facebook ads is totally different. You will display ads in their feed. They have no idea that they need your product, but if your ads are really cool, they will see that, they see, wow, that's interesting, let's click, let's see more. And then they will land on your landing page, really basic landing page with just a blurb, photo of your product or your 3D rendering, one form with one field, sign up to get some news, you gather email addresses, then you say, thank you, please subscribe to all your social networks, and then you keep them engaged. You publish every day or every other day stuff on your social networks. It might be your brainstorming session, your prototypes, whatever makes sense to keep this community engaged. They need to see your progress, they need to see that you exist, they need to keep you in their mind. Plus, it's again a really good opportunity to gather feedback, and you will improve your messaging, even your product, with all this feedback. So keep that in mind. You create your community, $10,000 budget, you keep them engaged, and then you start your crowdfunding campaign. Don't bother reaching out to journalists pre-launch. That's my recommendation. You can do it, or you will do it yourself and you will waste time because it's really time consuming, or you will waste money by using a PR agency, and they are pretty legit. But most of the time, the way it works, they will reach out to journalists and they will try to keep them under embargo. In my case, with my product, they didn't give a about the product. So no embargo, we waste time. So I really recommend to wait. You launch your Kickstarter campaign or your Indiegogo campaign. You start really well because you have a really engaged community that will help you by pre-ordering the product in the first hours. Ideally, you will reach out your goal in the first hours. Then and only then you reach out to journalists. Do it yourself, the co-founder, the CEO, your team, do it yourself. Journalists love that. You reach out to them on LinkedIn, on Twitter, by email if you know their email, and then you say, hey, look at that. You don't give a shit about the product, but other people do, and look at the good start we have. We would really appreciate if you can spread the word, like the word of mouth is the most important here. So that's my recommendation. Reach out to journalists yourself once your crowdfunding campaign has launched. My third advice, really important one, by the way, is during the campaign, answer to people as soon as possible. This is really important. Common sense, again, yes, so do it, it's really important. Somebody asks you something, right away you answer. Imagine, put yourself in their shoes. You ask a questions like, I don't know, is it waterproof? Answer right away, it's not waterproof, it's water resistant, but that's a really good feedback and we'll try to make it waterproof. People will be thrilled. You answered them right away, you took their feedback, and you might implement that in the final product. How cool is that? So that's recommendation number 3, be really super reactive. Alright guys, that's it for this first video, but I totally understand that I went really fast, so I think I will do one specific video for each specific topic. There are countless things to do, and I also want to interview some other startups and some entrepreneurs, successful ones, and see what their feedback is. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video. Cheers!